Hello darlings, how the devil are we? So some of you are probably from my Sons of the Forest reaction video, and as promised in this video we are going to break it down and go through some of the details that you're probably looking for right now. So yes, just to get the obvious out of the way, this is the sequel to the original Forest, which was released in 2014. It is made by N-Nights and they are both the publisher and developer of this title. So the actual release date of this is going to be Friday the 20th of May 2022. There hasn't been any reports of any delays so far, and in terms of consoles and confirmation on what it's actually going to be released on, so far we do know that it's definitely coming out on the PC. Now previously it came out on the PS4 and the PS5, but not the Microsoft consoles. So we don't actually have any confirmation, but with it looking so good and this day and age, I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up on most definitely the PlayStation and later on the Microsoft consoles. However, I probably wouldn't get your hopes up if you are looking for it to be ported onto the Switch. So it's been almost a year since we originally got the first trailer that looked at Sons of the Forest, and this time around, again, it gives us a few more details, but they really did set the kind of world building elements with this second trailer. That being said, there's still lots to take away from it, and it actually looks very enticing, and I'm very much looking forward to playing. So in terms of story setup this time round, in the first one you were the survivor of a plane crash. In this one, it looks like you are the survivor of a helicopter crash. The preface behind it we don't actually know yet. And more interestingly, there is a big underground bunker in the second one, which looks like you're going to explore, and you find that there's been some sort of experimentation on there at a first look, and has all sorts of dubious mystery to it, and I guess we'll find out when we get to play. So one of the things that becomes immediately obvious when you do watch this through is that they've taken a lot of the systems that people know and have simply just made them better or improved on them. There seems to be a lot of functionality that you had in the original game, but just the visuality of it just looks so much better. For example, everyone probably remembers the sea turtles from the coast. Well, when you go and hack them up, you can actually see all the details and entrails, and just the flesh looks so much better. And this looks like it's something that is all the way through the Sons of the Forest. The game does look absolutely gorgeous, from the water to the foliage to the caves to the kind of way that the light hits everything and the shadowing is made, and just really creates these wonderful, interesting and diverse biomes that make you want to go out and explore them. The other thing that I really want to touch down is the fact that the elements of horror that I think the Forest always managed to encapsulate in a survival game, which makes it quite unique, have totally been recreated in this. The enemies look absolutely horrific, and just the way that the lighting is done and exploring the caves, it feels terrifying, and I think that's something that the Forest really owns and has to recreate in the sequel for it to really feel like a Forest game. So here's what's new and different between the Forest and Sons of the Forest. The first thing that caught my eye was the fact that there is still those wonderful base building elements. It didn't showcase too much of what actually was going on into building, but you get to see the kind of traditional log wall. You also got to see that there's now adaptations that you can do, so you can actually chisel off the top of the log wall and create them into a spike. And I presume that you have to do this because if you actually watch through the trailer, you can see that there's a scene where they literally jump over the normal walls, so they're no longer just this hard fixture of prevention that you can just set up. You've actually got to tailor it to make sure that enemies don't get in. There's also lots of familiar things, so you can see the small beach shelter as well. It's now got like a tin foil kind of wrapper on the top of it, so it's no longer kind of like that leaf setup. So I don't know if this is actually a new item or the same one, but just an improved aesthetic and look. There's the oh so traditional small fire as well, which you can see throwing on leaves there as well. So again, same thing, but just looks better and has a much greater improved feel to it. The other thing that is really more prevalent in this is the fact that there's a lot more gunplay. So some of the weapons that I have noticed include a taser, you've also got a handgun, there was a crossbow, there's a 12 gauge shotgun as well. There's also the spears and pointed sticks that you can make, and also the bow and arrow. Now, does this mean that enemies are a lot tougher? You're going to need guns, it's going to have a much more, Left 4 Dead feel to it? I'm not sure. Is there going to be limited ammo? Can you make ammo? So many unknown questions at the moment that I'm really looking forward to getting answered, because for those who have played the original Forest will know that the gun was actually really difficult to make. You had to go around, find all these different buried pieces of treasure, and then eventually assemble the thing, and it really didn't feel like it was worth it in the end. Also looks like to be a whole host of new enemies. There's like a big tool weird conjoined twin thing that looks like a pillar on arms and legs. There was also the enemy that looks like a vagina with teeth. And then there are all the traditional mutants, and in the cave scene you can also see the fact that there's like a conjoined twin that's, crawling up the ceiling and about to pounce down on you. So I like the fact that they have expanded on the number of enemies that are out there. They've also got all the traditional horrors, so there was a showcase of the shark, and also if you watch to the end of the trailer you can see the babies that kind of just launch at you, and the big blobby one, I don't know, that makes those babies, I presume, from the first. But again, they look terrifying. They've got a great mutant vibe to them, and it looks like in this one we'll also find out the reason of why they got created. There are also Molotov cocktails. There's also a stun taser baton as well, aside from the one, the two-pronged taser that you can stick into people. Going back to the world creation as well, I also noticed that the biomes are really, really thick this time. It is like a densely packed forest. The forest I thought looked absolutely gorgeous in the first one, but this one is just amped up so much and really feels like it's just this unknown area that's just been left to grow wild and, create whatever nasties it's created. In terms of location, I think it is on an island again. You can see that there is a coastal area when you go to the actual start of the trailer, and you can also see all the wards that are on the coast as well, with the bodies hanging off the sticks. They're being attacked by seagulls, and if you look into the background you can see coast as far as the eye can see. The other thing as well is this game looks like it's a lot bigger than the original Forest as well. Talking about the general scales of thing, you can see all the draw distances throughout the trailer, and it just looks absolutely ginormous, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. I think we've got into a dangerous territory in the gaming industry where people think scale is, automatically a good thing, but if it's going to be filled with dead content, then maybe not so much. Either way, I'm really, really excited about this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will be doing more videos on this when I know more. Maybe it'll be the release next time, who knows. But anyway, stay safe for now, have a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more news and reviews.